Hey you guys, welcome to my video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Kat, and I do like to make videos whenever I feel like it. I recently was out thrifting and came across this book and this book. Is that what it says, or is that how it goes? Yeah, it goes like that. This is the Reader's Digest Great World Atlas. And this atlas is from, notice how it has like, it's round, but it's flat. I'm not a flat earther. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a truther. So this atlas is from the year table of contents. From the center to the earth to the outmost limits of space. And what I find interesting about this book is that we look at the face of the world with Earth as its center point. You know, we know that Earth is in space, or we're assumpted to know. So it's interesting to me that there is no date on this. So here is a chart. And it shows 3 planets around Jupiter. It shows 1, 2, 3, 4 planets around Uranus, a planet around Neptune, a planet around Saturn. Or are those moons? Very strange. Anyways, if you can see when I put it up close, does Jupiter have 3 moons around it? What about that one? Does it have 3 moons around it? Because it says that Earth has 1 moon around it, if that's a moon or something. So Mercury and Venus shows that Mercury is the closest to the sun. Does Mercury still exist? Or has it been burnt up already, seeing how hot the sun has been these days? A theory that I have heard is that we're in a 10-year cycle of a super sun, and this is the first year of the 10-year super sun cycle. So, you know how temperatures have been scorching past this summer, with like temperatures going up to like 120 in some spots. I know I stayed out in the sun I drove to the city, which is 100 kilometers from here, and the sun was shining down onto my leg. Like, you drive like this, the sun was shining down onto my leg down here. By the time I got home, I had like a rash on my leg that was like that big, and it looked like a map, because it wasn't just a red rash like that. It was just all blotchy and splotchy, and Like, it looked like I was taking an allergic reaction to the sun. And I'm mulatto. I'm like, my great grandmother was pureblood indigenous. So I do have melanin already in my skin system, in my DNA. So for me to take a reaction like that is shocking to start with, because I'm in the sun all the time. Like, I've worked on roofs, I've worked outside, I've cut grass, I've done all those things. So that kind of makes sense to me, that we're in a different sun cycle, which is why I'm wearing my lapis lazuli. I think that's what you called. Because of the Maui fires, anything that was blue, like the lapis, didn't burn. And another color that apparently won't burn is red jasper. So I know that that's a lot of information to unpack in one video, but if you want me to go more into these books, especially the Canadian Dominion, this book was written in 1919 by Oscar Skelton, and it is by the Yale University Medical Center. So it tells about the Chronicle of Our Northern Neighbor by Oscar Skelton. So it tells about the Canadian Dominion, what Canada was before it became Canada, because it was a French regime, a French colony, until the British came, and now we're part of the British Embassy in the British colony, which, like, the Queen is on our money. We still take a lot of orders from the United Kingdom and have a lot of ties to the United Kingdom. So it's amazing to wonder what it would have been like if we would have stayed French, because we have Quebec and we have Ontario, or we have Quebec within our country, which is like a fully functioning French-speaking province. We can't go work there, but they can come and work here, which is highly irritating, but I do understand it. You know, I'm not bilingual, so I understand that for me to go take a job in a French-speaking community wouldn't be kind of asinine, because I don't know how to speak French. Somebody would talk to me and it would be like somebody was speaking to me in another language that I just didn't understand, because that is actually what is happening. I don't fucking understand you. So, yeah. I'm a crazy history buff. I do love all things history. Like, I could go to the library and just read history on the town I live in, the country I live in, my family, things like that. Like, things like that just draw me in so severely. I could get lost for hours and hours and hours in stuff like that. So I would love to, if you're interested, go more into depth into this book and the Atlas book, because I think the crap that they're trying to tell us in 2023 is not the same factual information that was taught to us in the earlier days, before the Dominion, before the formation of the government, the CIA, the FDA, all that stuff. Things were very different. And I think that although we need to move forward to evolve, history is doomed to repeat itself if we're not learning from the things that we did wrong. We're not correcting ourselves. So like when you deviate from the norm and go off course, you have to course correct. And we're not doing that. We're not course correcting. We're deviating further and further and further away from the truth, from humanity, from empathy, from being united, from all of those things. And it's terrifying. Like it's genuinely terrifying to not know where we're gonna land, if that makes sense. I don't want to try to land on the moon. Like, I don't want to try to land on the moon. I don't want to try to land on Mars. I want to fix this planet in this lifetime and not leave some shitty bomb to our children. It's children's children. If that, do you understand what I'm trying to say? I know that that's a lot because like I was just like trying to read a map and trying to read a book, but there's a lot of things that go on with these two different books that if I were to get into them would probably blow a lot of people's minds because they are from the old world, I guess you could say, because we're in a new world. This ain't the same world that I grew up in, not the same world that I birthed my children in, and it is genuinely terrifying. I feel like, I know that this is a very loosely used term, either like the Mandela effect or the Matrix, but damn, something is not right. Something is not right. I don't know if I've had an awakening because I have been sleeping for a long time. And back in 2009, when I was talking about this stuff before, people would just like look at me like I'm a walking mental patient. And now the things that I was saying back then, people are coming into their own way of realizing that the stuff that I was saying back then is the truth today. Like, it wasn't bullshit. I wasn't trying to hoodwink you guys or anything like that. And people are trying to tell me like, see? And I'm like, I know I was saying that back in 2009. So I do get a lot of people that call me like, but it is what it is, and you either have to adjust and evolve or be left behind. I know a lot of people, I've talked to a couple people that are older, like my mom's age, so like 60, 70. The 50-year-olds, they kind of get it. The 60s, 70s, and older than that, I feel that they don't want their reality to be disturbed. Because it's disturbing. Like, what is going on in the world is disturbing today. If you're not disturbed, then you are not paying attention, clearly. So, I don't know if you need to put on a tinfoil hat or just a thinking cap, take off the dunce cap and put on a thinking cap and realize that this is not the world that we grew up in. Maybe if you're 25 and under, maybe, because I have a 19-year-old, she will be 20 in 2 months, and I have a 25-year-old who will be 26 in 2 months, and I will be 46 in 2 months. So it's like a generational gap. Even the 5 years between my daughters is a generational gap, because one's a millennial and one's an exennial. So take it as it is. Take it as you want. And I know that this isn't like a video that you wanted, but this is a video that I wanted to personally to put out, because it makes me feel good to share knowledge, to share information, to share things that people might not know. And now in Canada, Facebook, Instagram has blocked all news outlets. So if I was to share a news article from the Los Angeles Times, I'd get a notification and it would say that it's been blocked, that your country does not allow news to be publicized or shared across social media platforms. So that says something, does it not? Does that not say something when you're barred from sharing any information, whether it be a false information or a truth information? That's up for you to decide whether you believe it or whether you are like, I don't really think I believe that. That's our freedom to do as we choose. And we're slowly having that freedom taken away from us. You know, the media would tell us to think this, and we would have to think that, because there's no other source telling us otherwise. You know, this is what's going on. You have to believe us. Don't look out your window. Keep your blindfold on, and that's the way it's going to be. Don't question anything. When in reality, you should question everything. Question everything. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. And I'm not going to apologize that this isn't a video that you guys wanted to see, because this is a video that I wanted to share, and this is my channel. So you can come back again for anything else another time. Or in fact, you can, if this isn't the video that you wanted, go back, rewatch a video of something that I've done that has brought you joy, and leave me a comment on a video of mine that has brought enlightenment to your life. That's what I want to see. It's the first day of September today, and we still got a few more months of the year to go. My years go from April to April. That's a real year for me, because we're supposed to have 13 months and 28 days. And it was like Plato or Aeropostale or like one of those friggin' famous philosophers that changed the way our calendar was supposed to be to trick us. That's why April Fool's Day is called April Fool's Day. Falls on the first day of what would really be New Year's Day. So that's a little bit of more food for your brain. You can try and think about that. Like, we cycle around our moon, which takes 28 days to cycle around our moon. A woman's menstrual cycle is a 28-day process. So where did 30 and 31 days come in to make 12 months? Came from the Catholicism, paganism, trickery. Call it what you want. I see it how it is. So you can call me quack or whatever you want, but I'm going to continue to live my life. It's Friday. It's a beautiful day. Summer is closing in on me. So I'm going to get out of here, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see ya in my next video. Bye.